been a growing demand in this country. People want to know where their food comes from. People want to know what goes on behind the scenes of their farm. They want to know that their food is wholesome, healthy, and sustainable, and grown in a sustainable manner. With that, however, there's been a lot of big opportunity for food marketing companies to take advantage of this demand and market products in a way that spreads some misinformation about farming, about agriculture. This has led to the rise in the popularity of organic food and organic produce, organic products. Problem is, though, that these products are not sustainable. These products are not grown in a wholesome and as wholesome and sustainable manner as many people would be led to believe. That's where Millennials Against Organics comes in. We're an organization that's dedicated to not attacking an industry. Rather, we are dedicated, and we want to inform the public about the truth behind organic farming and sustainable agriculture as well. So they can make an educated decision when they walk into the grocery store and are not spending more money than they have to and supporting an industry that is not sustainable and not as wholesome as some of our marketing companies might lead us to believe. Millennials Against Organics is not, you won't see us out protesting the stores, you won't see us out protesting the streets. You will see us working in the farm during the day, during the week. You'll see us at your county fairs during the summer. You'll see us on the weekends at different events, out just educating the public so that they can make an informed decision for themselves. So the basis of our belief is that food should be grown wholesome, in a manner that's wholesome, in a manner that is ethical, and in a manner that is long-term sustainable, so that we can have ensure food security and food accessibility to everybody on the planet, basically. The problem with organic, there's three main issues that we focus on. One is animal welfare, one is long-term sustainability, and one is the morality behind organics. So, as far as animal husbandry or animal welfare, many organic products that are marketed as organic, there's these pictures painted of this beautiful farm and this little homestead, and it's all nice and pretty. The reality is, though, that animal welfare often suffers under organic agriculture. Many animals, because organic forbids the use of antibiotics in meat production, the animals will often go untreated because animals that could even have the smallest infection, the smallest cough, even the smallest cough that could easily be treated with an antibiotic, you turn into pneumonia and the animal dies. Oftentimes, the animal starts to get sick in an organic farm. Farmer just ships it without treatment so that they can still get the organic premium for the meat. Personally, I would much rather the animals were treated, followed the treatment with an antibiotic, the farmer followed the withdrawal, and they then shipped a healthy animal to slaughter. But this meat that is produced under the organic system is marketed as more healthy and more wholesome for you, and that's just simply not the case. Long-term sustainability. GMO or organic agriculture forbids the use of GMOs, genetically modified organisms. So that means that we can't use any herbicides, pesticides, but it's marketed as a more wholesome, more natural approach that works in sync with nature. The reality is, though, that without the use of synthetic fertilizers, about the only thing that an organic farmer can do is spread manure on his fields. Well, whereas with the GMO, conventional agriculture and GMOs, we're able to make a fertilizer specific to the needs of that field. And because it's specific to this field, we can use it less quantities. Less quantities of fertilizers, less quantities of pesticides, less quantities of herbicides that we use, the less that end up running off in the water runoff, the less that end up seeping into our groundwater. So the less pollution, the less pollution impact that it has. It also has a less greenhouse gas impact when we're able to use these GMOs, because every time we fire the tractor, we diesel exhaust into the air. Well, with GMO crops, we're able to take and only go to the field once, maybe twice in the growing season. Organics are doing 10 times that just to be able to manage and get a decent yield out of their land. Then that brings us to the moral of it. The reality is that America has been blessed with some of the richest farmland and cropland in the world. And yet, there are select few that can afford it, that can afford this organic premium food, that choose to support, choose to do so. And really what they're doing is supporting using this organic land to not produce to its full potential. Every year, millions of children die because of lack of food stability, lack of access to food. And yet, these people who can afford to do it support this system that promotes not getting the most food that we possibly can out of our land, making food more expensive and harder to come by. The other thing is that it's been shown that the poorest areas of the world are going to be those most heavily affected by climate change and by the effects of greenhouse gases. And yet, in supporting organic agriculture, what you're doing is supporting a system that is driving climate change further rather than helping to try and mitigate as much as we can. Because it involves a much more intensive management system as far as more going over the field with the tractor. You have more soil compaction, which leads to more tillage, more greenhouse gases. Your support organic agriculture is really harming these poor sections of our population in the long term. So, Millennials Against Organics, we want to stand for good animal welfare, for sustainability of our food system, and we want to ensure that every man, woman, and child on this planet has access to food and has food security. Organic farming does exactly the opposite. Organic farming is not sustainable. Organic farming is not good for animal welfare, and organic farming in reality, hurts the poorest of the population, so that the rich that can afford the organic premium food can feel good about themselves. And really, it's a sense of false hope that they have, because we just know that's just not the case. It's been a marketing ploy that food marketing companies have done to take advantage of this niche market. So, by joining Millennials Against Organics, what you're doing is you are making a small difference in educating the public so they can make an informed decision for them. Now, you'd say you don't want, even the smallest conversation that you can have with somebody makes a difference, but even if you can't do that, we really appreciate any financial support that we can do, as there all this, it takes money to travel, it takes money to print our educational materials. So really, anything that you can do. If you're not going to shoot, you can at least carry bullets, right? So, if you really care about ensuring that everyone on this planet has access to food, if you really care about animal welfare in your food, in your meat products, if you really care that about the long-term sustainability of our food system on this planet, then help us and help Millennials Against Organics to make that fight. Thank you.